Talking about the main problem is that monitor the gap between water consumed and the user prompt and number of token used in input and output, like a total number of energy consumed. As you know, when the user sends some words to AI use data centers to give the responses. Data centers start heating when the user sends huge number of prompts. For cooling the data centers, we use water for cooling the data center, and that impacts environment. For maintaining the and providing the batch and one solution and report how many water I consume, how number of prompt are used, and maintaining the carbon credit, so that I create an Swordian AI green tracker that usually simply do that. I simply so that I use a Flutter app that for web while Flutter language is for every devices, and I use C language for main engines that calculates the number of tokens etc. Okay, and I use Python for the backend support. Let's go to on my screen. What you have to do, please do not compare my front end. This is something about, this is like a demo prototype, you can say that. Here is the data center location. My app is connected with which data center and calculates that data center things, all water consuming etc and carbon footprint. When it's so green it's good, but it's so red, that means carbon is produced in high level. Let's do check it. My monitor shows 1.3 ml water consumed for cooling the data center. Okay, let's write some word hackathon. What happened? It goes to 1 from 1.3 ml to 2.0 ml, and here is also 0.033 gram carbon point. That means 0.7 ml water are consumed for cooling the data center when I write hackathons. Like I write code spring. How many water I have to need for cooling the data center when I write code a spring word. Let's check it. 0.8 ml water is consumed for cooling the data center when the user send input to server code a spring, and from 0.33 to 0.38 gram. Let's write some paragraph. I don't know, like I love the hackathons. What are you doing? I am the winner. Just watch the screen. I write something big right now. What happened when I enter? Let's. It booms to yellow, and so 5.2 ml water consumed. Had you seen, when you give high number of prompts and high number of inputs to the server, it consumes more water for cooling the data center. And also they show the how many network is use carbon printing. Here is the AI response. I am using the mock response for varying the system, but in less time I can make this type of thing. When I have a full time and I give my full potential, I will be really converted into this, useful for every devices. This is my future predictions. Here is a backend. As you see, I use Python for backend support. Everything is working well. Sometimes due to network error, this errors is comes but all errors are not solved. And I use Flutter for UI and everything. This is all about my app. Here is the my app detail. You can see that what is really is the problem. The transparency gap, 85% of companies use AI, but less than 1% can report its carbon footprint for 2026 legal madness. The water crisis, the water centers are projected to consume 1 trillion liters. Here is my solution. Real-time carbon auditing. We track CO2 emissions down to zero point 0.2 level using water as scarcity tracking, green routing detection, double clock precision. Here is I used something like that. Thanks for this hackathon code spring.